The first book I ever wrote was called Five Lives Remembered. And that is the story of my beginning and how I got started in all this fascinating field. Because I started back in 1968 and I was doing the past life regression and the hypnosis long before anybody else was. So I guess that you could say I'm a pioneer in the field. But I wrote the book back then, but it took 40 years before it finally got published because I was waiting. All the rest of my books, I had to wait for the rest of the world to catch up with me with past life regression. But that one, I wasn't sure. Nobody was interested back in 60s and 70s when I was trying to get it published because they didn't understand what reincarnation was. They didn't understand what past life regression was. So I just put it away and waited. And then it was about 2 years ago, I decided, well, let's look at it again. And I thought it was too old, but my daughter said, let's go ahead and put it out. Because at every lecture, people always want to know, how did you get started in this? How did it begin? So that's the story of my beginning and how I got into this fascinating field. And it's really a very interesting story to be working on something like that back in the days when nobody understood what it was. They called it work of the devil or peeking around hidden corners. But that was what started me into this field, and it's called Five Lives Remembered, and the story of my work with it when I began in the 1960s.